Coach, any thoughts about putting Cam Young at running back after what he did?
I tell you what, I think Cam wanted the guys to tackle him real fast because it was a little bit far to get to that goal line. But what a great play for that young man.
How special is that for you to see your defensive line control them all night, and the run defense and set up a lot of those interceptions and forcing the ball down the field? Just as their coach, how pleased were you with that effort?
Very pleased. I think they did a great job all night, playing low, playing with their hands. Of course, they had some great backs that we had to make sure that we didn't want to get them going. So the guys did a really great job. And then, we've actually sent some of the D linemen over and work with Coach Spurrier with the wide receivers on catching the ball. So it's obviously great to see that come into play. But, of course, we dropped some early in the season. And that was something that we put a focus on and make sure that if we get a chance, we got to get that takeaway. And so it's fun to see him get it.
What kind of season? The stats don't really show it, but you see Ty Weed with his ability to rush a quarterback and setting other guys up in good position. I don't think he's quite having the stats he had last year, but what's your thoughts on his season so far?
No question. Well, everybody knows about him. And so that's where the other parts of the puzzle have to step up and put some pressure. And, at the end of the day, it's a marriage between the front end and the back end. And, guys are covering, putting pressure on the quarterback. Of course, the offenses are getting rid of the ball faster. We've got some very sophisticated offenses in the SEC. So we got to do a little bit better job of getting there a little bit faster and helping each other out in that situation.
Sam Pittman called Arkansas a run-first team. What do you see when you look at the matchup with them?
Oh, no doubt run first. And I've known Coach Pittman a while back from our Northern Illinois days, and what a great coach. And he loves to run the ball, and that's what he's all about. And they do a really good job of it. So we'll have our work cut out for us, and we got to make sure that we're playing low. They got some big guys up front, and we got to be able to try to slow them down a little bit.
What was that like coaching with him at NIU?
Oh, it was great. He's a great person, great human being, and obviously a great coach and very a player's coach kind of guy that can connect with so many. He's one of the tops in my opinion.
We had some guys last week when they were talking about Kentucky, talked about Kentucky's offensive line, moving around a lot, kind of switching things up. How are you guys able to combat that and kind of slow down their running game?
We really focused on our steps. Didn't want to get ourselves out of position, which would open up a seam and their backs would have found it. So we did a really good job of that. And Coach Arnett preaches all the time. We do drills out there just about every day, being violent with our hands. And on the defensive line, that is very important. Obviously, pad level is important because those guys are big, and if we get up, they get their hands on us, we'll get knocked off that line. So we want to make sure we stay low. And the guys, they understand that. They understand that's how you're going to be successful, and they really work hard at succeeding at that through practice, and that shows up in the game.
Their number one back had 2 fumbles. Do you think that cost them a lot of confidence as a team when their guys losing the ball like that?
Well, anytime you have turnovers, that can completely swing the game, and obviously the timing of the turnovers and the location on the field of the turnovers, all those things, play a factor. And Coach Leach talks about it all the time. We got to get takeaways and we got to take care of the ball. And if you do that, then you got a chance to win it at the end.
Nathan Pickering seems to be getting more and more comfortable each week. How much does that help that rotation in there to have another guy that can consistently be a playmaker?
Oh, tremendous. Him and Cam are a nice 1-2 punch, and you add in Crumity in the mix out there at the tackle position. Those are 3 bigs that are all athletic, right? And that can do some things. And we're even able to put Banks in there a little bit and kind of see a little bit of what he's going to be bringing to the table down the road. But having that 1-2 combination with those 2, you don't have to worry about who's in the game, the situation in the game. You just roll them through and keep them fresh.